you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. If we put in the time. Yeah. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to a Sunday afternoon, evening now. Holy cow, it's evening. It's late evening even. Later than I usually go, but we need to get everybody on board. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Janelle. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you can hear me because I lost my microphone right as the intro was playing. It fell off of its mount, and now I have it upside down. And it's in the way of my mouse. So we have technical difficulties all over the place. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that you can hear me. But I do have two special guests that are joining me tonight for this London Valdez update. It's been a month since the February 6th hearing, where probable cause was found to hold over Brayden Brown for trial. So we have some updates to get to, and we have two special guests to help bring us updates because they were there for two arraignments. Mr. Brown and Mr. Minjares-Luna were arraigned back-to-back on February 24th and 25th, and somebody can update us on that. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Rochelle.
Hi. Hello.
Was I boring you?
No. No, not at all.
Oh, welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us. I always like to come on and give updates.
Yeah, we've got to keep London in the public's name. We got to keep it. And so you were at the arraignments on the 24th and 25th.
Yeah. In Beavher. First there was Brayden, and then there was Jose, and one was on the 24th and one was on the 25th. So, oh wait, yeah.
So I'm going to pull up. I'm going to try and pull up. My mouse is right underneath my microphone now because I had to turn everything topsy-turvy. I'm going to try and pull up the case details for Brayden. Here we go. So here are the events that happened. I got to share it to the stage. I forget. I got to double click every time. There we go. He's there now. No, we can't do that. So this is Brayden's docket record of what has happened since a warrant was first issued for his arrest. So this is pretty critical to follow this docket, and we're going to be following it all the way through the end of trial. But we saw a bench warrant issued on October 30th, and then he had a hearing, his initial appearance on November 5th, then another hearing on November 12th, and another hearing on December 17th, and then the preliminary hearing that I joined with you guys, where Judge Abikash found probable cause to hold him over for trial. Then the arraignment on February 24th, and he entered a not guilty plea.
Yeah.
So what else should we know from that?
I mean, in between there was, I know that the DA had told me that pretty much if there was a plea deal that he was willing to take, I would hear from him before the court date. And I kind of figured that there wasn't going to be one because I didn't hear from him. So, of course, when we got there, I expected it. He pled not guilty. And he said it was such confidence and arrogance. It just really irritates me every time I go because of just almost a lack of remorse. Would you say that's what it is? Or
I just feel like he's not nervous. He's not nervous. He just, I don't know. He knows the county and the city very well.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I that is something that still is a concern for me is the closeness of the community. It's a small town, but there's, and I understand, there's limited resources there, but I just kind of feel like everybody knows everybody situations, and that is kind of maybe getting in the way, or it just really makes me uncomfortable, honestly. And that includes the positions and the roles of the law enforcement within the court system, and them being able to talk to their families as they're walking out and stuff like that, and just people going to high school together, and so that part's a little nerve-wracking because there's things I feel like that are happening in the courtroom that probably wouldn't happen if you were in a bigger city. It would be considered ethically and morally probably conflicting. So I am concerned about that.
Yeah, conflict of interest is a huge deal in judicial proceedings, obviously. And not only do they know Brayden, but Brayden knows them and the family. And Jose's home address is right there in Beavher. When Under Sheriff Jason Johnston testified on the stand, he said, so I took him over to his dad's apartment right over there and pointed over his, right shoulder to where Jose's dad lived. So,
yeah.
Or no, it was Brayden's dad, not Jose's dad. That was Brayden's dad that lived over there in those apartments. So very small town, very close-knit community. What do you think the chances are of getting an impartial jury that doesn't know either of the parties involved?
See, that's also very, very concerning for me because Beavher County is very small. And I do find it hard to believe that, there's not some type of association between people within the community. I know that during jury selection, they have to ask, do you know the victim or the victim's family or the defendant or the defendant's family? I'm just hoping that if that is the case, that the people are honest. Because I also know from jury selection, they'll ask you how well you know the person, and do you feel like it's going to interfere with your ability to a fair trial? And of course, people are going to say no. Yeah.
Because they want to be relevant.
Yeah. And so I am concerned about that, but I'm hoping that could either go two ways. A small community that is concerned that there is, adult men willing to provide minors within that small community, with substances, and I'm hoping maybe they would see that and be concerned and understand why that's dangerous and why they need to be put in jail. Or they're going to know the family, and you know, it could go like, oh, I know him, I know his family, and you know, like I that could be in our favor, or it could go against us. Like I think that's what makes me nervous, is you just don't know.
Kind of like when Scott Hedrick said, oh, I know his grandpa, I can't see him doing anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, comments like that instant bias that you have again with somebody that you knew their whole life, or I know their family member, or, you know.
Right. And Scott Hedrick is currently the Hooker chief of police, but he also was the sheriff of Beavher County for several years, right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, in the Lori Daybell case, they brought in a jury pool, I think they started with a jury pool of like 300, and I think if they did that in Beaver County, that would be like half of the eligible voters in Beaver County.
Yeah,
or more.
That's it. I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked up what consists of Beaver County. I don't know if anyone listening knows what Beaver County actually consists of, because I know
Like
Texas County isn't very big.
Yeah.
No,
So
if the town, or if the city of Beaver, which is where this trial is supposedly going to take place, if it goes through to its end, and if it doesn't get changed for change of venue, if that's the largest town in the county of Beaver, then it is a tiny, tiny county.
Yeah.
I can Google that real quick though.
Yeah, I want to know what. I'm not quite sure how big Beaver County actually is.
I think it's like land-wise, I think it's the Panhandle split into 3 counties.
Yeah, but
Texas,
town-wise,
yeah,
there's not a whole lot of, so not really sure how that'd work. But like I said, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, with the Panhandle being such a big, you know, drug trafficking area, that the community does see it as a concern that drugs are being provided to minors in the area, and would like to clean up the streets of that. So, it says Beaver County, Oklahoma has an estimated 2026 population of 4,971.
That's the whole county.
And that's minors and adults. That's children and parents. So if you cut that in half, say half of that is adults, so that's 2,500. And how many of those do you reckon are probably familiar with the case, the defendant, or
you also have to take into consideration the population of that area and the
registered voters.
Yeah, well, the level of immigrants too that wouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, they have to be registered voters too.
That's true. That's true.
That part of the state is very high population of immigrant.
And in most states, the way that you qualify for jury duty is through your driver's license, which means you have to provide all of those documents to the Department of Motor Vehicles, or whatever the state's version of that is.
Yeah. So, another thing, I don't know if we told you this or not. I'm sure we did, but I think there was the Undersheriff Bill Stout. He resigned, and in between all this, Jason Johnston got a promotion to Undersheriff.
Yeah, he said on the stand that he was the Undersheriff for 5 years. Is that accurate?
No.
I don't believe so, not from what we're hearing. So
yeah.
So he was recently promoted, like within the last year or so.
I mean, Bill Stout was one of the sheriffs that was in the courtroom, you know, standing guard, I guess you could say.
Courtroom security.
Yeah, courtroom security. And we noticed last time he wasn't there. And I think that's kind of what made us be like, hey, what happened? And then somebody had mentioned that he had got, who was it? I don't know, but
Beck said it at one point, and then Scott Hedrick told you.
Yeah, that he got promoted to Undersheriff. So
maybe very, very recently promoted.
Yeah, within like the last couple of months recently.
Wow. Okay.
unless he was already promoted and then before Bill retired. I don't know, but somewhere in there that happened. So I was kind of concerned about that. Like,
that is interesting. That is interesting. I'm going to add this to the stage real quick. How do I add this to the stage? Hold on. Okay, going back to Brayden's case real quick. So this shows future court dates also. So not guilty plea entered February 24th when you were there. And then jury trial scheduled. Am I sharing this? Yeah, I'm sharing this. Okay, jury trial scheduled for September 14th. So that's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 7 months out.
Yeah, and that's nerve-wracking, honestly. That's a long time to wait to try to figure out what's going to happen for London.
Yeah.
That is a long time. That is a super long time. And this is CF. So F stands for criminal felony 2025-00013. So through the end of October of last year, Beavher County had exactly 13 felony cases filed, criminal felony cases filed. So if that's the case, why on earth 13 does it take them 7 months to prepare for trial in this case?
Like I said, I've been called to jury duty multiple times, and I know that they called it the spring docket, and so, but I mean,
they have a docket right now, though.
Spring docket, or did they call it this fall docket?
Yeah.
But shouldn't they have a spring docket or a summer docket? Like, do no trials happen in the summer? I don't know how that works, but that's a long time.
Hey, Tyler's in here. Tyler said hello.
Hi.
Hey, Tyler.
My brother, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure before I'm like...
Is my son in there? He said he was getting in, but...
I do not see him yet. If he pops in, then I'll say his name, but I'm not going to say his name until he gets in here.
Yeah, you got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler's here. Good to see you.
Hi, Tyler.
So September trials, and what you're telling me is what you've been told is that that's not even necessarily going to be the start of the trial. That's just going to be the start of the trial process.
Yeah.
What we're being told.
The grand jury selection.
Yeah, that's when they're going to decide the dates. According to Beck, that's when they would issue all the dates of the upcoming events after that.
Right. So you've got to have a bunch of pretrial hearings. You've got to have, we've already had the one that established probable cause. So we don't have to do that again. We don't have to go through a grand jury as far as I know, because it's a 2-judge system, but I don't know. I'm not totally familiar with Oklahoma criminal court procedures, but you at least have to have pretrial hearings with notices to both sides of who your witnesses are going to be. You have to have an opportunity to interview those witnesses. You have you have to have an opportunity to have disclosure on both sides. So anything the defense has, that's shared with the state. State has to share everything with the defense. So like we saw so much, which obviously is just a small portion of, but is a decent portion of the evidence and testimony that we would see in trial on February 6th. I mean, Agent Beck testified for so long, and they showed crime scene photos and talked about the cell phone pings and the map that was prepared. Obviously, we didn't see the actual map, but we saw a lot of evidence on February 6th, and the defense was provided with that disclosure prior to February 6th. So I'm not sure why it's going to take another 7 months. That just seems silly to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they request it? Did the defense request that much time? Are they allowed to request it? I'm just so confused.
The judge just said it to that date. I don't know. They didn't.
Well, they would have to, I believe they would have to, the defense would have to waive their right to a speedy trial, because 7 months does not feel to me like a speedy trial.
Sorry, Joe. I'm trying to figure out how I can go read comments. So I'm old.
Oh, okay.
You have to actually go to the app. So
I think Xavier finally joined.
Hi, son.
Liz is in here, yes.
My son, I think his name is XZ Clips on there.
Oh, did I miss him?
Maybe.
Yep, there we go. Boom. Hey, what is up? Got to hang out with him some on February 6th. Good guy. Really good guy.
He's a pretty cool kid.
He is.
Yeah. Somebody had put on here, hold on, where did it go? Basically along the lines, just like a lot of cases, the longer it goes, the less people remember. And that was also something that kind of like came like to my thoughts is like, are they, you know, we put so much pressure on them from the community and from the media, and that played such a big part. Like, are they trying to let it dry out, you know, or are we past that? Like, I don't know, but I am concerned, like, you know, because the community has been such a big sport that I worry about that.
Yeah, and not well, we're not going to let it die. We're going to keep it alive for sure, and we're going to keep it in people's remembrance. But you also have to consider witnesses' memories, and once a witness's memory gets so far out, then I need to see something to recollect my memory. I need to see something to refresh my memory. And when you're talking about police reports aren't directly admissible evidence in most courts. You, like, Special Agent Beck can get up there and he can read his report, and then the prosecutor or the defense attorney can ask him questions about what's on the report, but he can't read directly off of it. Those are not directly admissible evidence. So it is a concern. Yeah. So by the time we get to September, so she was, for those people dropping in who don't remember or are not aware, London left home on June 5th, and she was last heard from on June 7th, the morning of June 7th, and then she was found June 12th. So June, July, August, September, that's 15 months after the investigation and after everything before we're going to even start the trial procedures. I mean,
well, and then the rumor also is that Buddy might resign at the end of the year.
Or
so
retire.
I don't know what happened.
Retire.
Yeah, retire. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, retire because. And so, like, what happens after he retires? Does the new DA just like take over, and just jump in, or
pick up where he left off and hope they know anything? Like,
yeah, like how does that work? And that worries me. Like, why did they? You know, that's pretty close to the end of the year.
I think justice for London would be better served if we see this trial through before Buddy retires, just because you've sat down with him and personally talked with him about details of this case. And if you hadn't done that, he would not be aware of some details of this case. He's talked to me 3 times. We've had 3 phone conversations. And is the new DA going to call me up and talk to me 3 times about what I know about this case? I doubt it.
I'm very concerned. Yeah, they're going to want to jump in and probably have a lot of things to do, you know, probably not have a lot of time to want to go back and look into a case that's been going on for a year and a half. Like,
Parker take over it?
Or does Parker take over? Or he's from Beavher, so I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like, I know Parker
in the first place if he's from Beavher.
This would have been a good time for me to learn about how politics work or whatever, but
maybe
right, because Buddy Leach was appointed by the governor. Like, he wasn't elected to the office, he was appointed. So I assume whoever takes over his role is also going to be appointed by the governor.
I'm thinking maybe Taos will. Is he the ADA of Texas County? Or the
I know he's one of the ADAs.
So I don't. Yeah, I think there's just so many like questions up in the air with the length of time. Like, I know if this was like Oklahoma City or like somewhere where there was a high population and high crime rate, why it would take so long. But the fact that you said there was like you said, 13 felonies, like this year, like, it is weird that it would take that long to prepare for a case, In cities, yes, I've seen them go on, for over a year in between, but I really don't, I've never had to go through anything like this, so it's all new, but I'm definitely trying to stay on top of how everything works, because I feel like that's kind of what helped me along the way, was staying aware and looking into things and staying on top of the law and not letting that slide. So, I think that it's going to be important to kind of learn how the judicial system works. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I was supposed to learn this, and I did learn this in my criminal justice class, but it didn't retain, and I know nothing. So I probably should have paid more attention in that class. But I'm gonna.
And jurisdictions vary also. Like when I first started my channel, I started following the Delphi case with Abby and Libby in Carroll County, and I learned so much from that case, and it reminds me a lot of Beavher County. Like when I ended up going to Arizona and going to the Lori Daybell trials, it was completely different. Like, you walk in the front door, the door opens precisely at 7:30 every single morning. You have to go through security. You have to take your bags through an x-ray machine. And you did in Carroll County too. In Delphi, they had an x-ray machine too, because they were aware of how big that case was. But then I come to Beavher and there's nothing. There's no x-ray machines. There's no security checkpoint. There's no metal detectors. There's nobody checking for anything. And except when we get in the courtroom and Judge Abby Cash says, I don't want anything recorded. Everybody's got to turn off their phones. After her office told me, like weeks before that, yeah, it's okay. As long as you don't make noise, it's going to be okay to record it. No. So, look, these are my notes. These are my court notes.
Yeah. So old school pen and paper.
Right. And I did that in Delphi too, because Judge Gold didn't allow recording in Delphi either. But I was a little more prepared for that, because I knew in advance that I wouldn't be able to record anything I thought I would be able to in Beavher. No.
All
right. So let me look at this one more time before we move on to another.
Oh, my mom just said, my understanding is Buddy was appointed by Governor Stitt when DA Boring retired suddenly, which I remember that. Boring, by the way, is the DA for Woodward County. See, it's a small world. That small.
Holy mackerel. It is. Wow.
Hi, Tristan.
So Woodward is where Brayden Brown's mother lives, right?
Yes.
So we wouldn't want to go there either.
Yeah, so we don't want to go to Woodward. I don't know where to go. I'm just really uncomfortable with every time I go, I get a little more uncomfortable with the comfortableness of the courtroom, because of the small town. And I keep getting told, well, it's a small community. And I just kind of feel like maybe they should be taking, because Johnson was helping escort Brayden and Jose. Like,
and he's a key state witness.
Yeah. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. Ethically and morally, that should not. I don't even know if legally, I don't know what that's like, but that shouldn't be allowed. And they had police come over from Texas County. I mean, if it's a small community, maybe they could borrow just a few sheriffs from Texas County that can just stand there or help escort 20 feet from the court to the jail, Right.
It's literally next door.
It scares me that they're alone.
Well, not only are they alone in the courtroom, but who's monitoring the jails other than the sheriffs that work there?
Right. who are key state witnesses in this.
Who are key? Yeah, exactly. State witnesses.
Yeah,
in
who
this
can
entire
talk to him the
case.
whole time. Like, yeah,
In
it's
private.
and I'm still concerned about Jose and Brayden being in the same jail cell together, and suddenly they both plea not guilty. Like, I don't know.
And so that's what they did in Carroll County. They realized that it was going to be a big case, and so they hired outside help from the surrounding communities, from law enforcement in the surrounding communities, to come help. And it ended up costing the county like over $5 million for all of the added security and the extra expert witnesses and things like that that the defense needed. And the defense still didn't end up with everything they needed, but it was costly to the community. Like, they did not expect that. So
but Texas County is also a part of Beavher County, so I don't see why it should cost anything to just have a few sheriffs. They had them for the preliminaries come from Guyman for Brayden.
Really?
Yeah,
That's why there was so many sheriffs there.
they were from Guyman.
Right.
They definitely don't have that many in Beavher.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew.
You knew some of them.
Yeah.
Which
So I don't
means they knew you. And wow.
And even though they had all those people come from Guyman, they still had Mitchell and they still had Johnston escorting Brayden that day. They just had the Texas County one standing out, making sure that we were going to behave.
At the doors, yeah.
And we had our phones off.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can pull this up here. Did that share that? It did not. Woohoo. Give me a minute, and I'm going to pull up the record of proceedings from the February 6th hearing just to make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, no, it's the February 24th arraignment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. Give me a second here. Let's remove that. Let's share this. Stop that. Walk and talk, walk and talk. I'm going to get this. I promise. Window. CF, here we go. All right, so this was the February 24th hearing that we were just talking about that you guys were at. This is Brayden Brown's arraignment. So the February 6th hearing that I was at was when Judge Abby Cash found probable cause to hold him over for trial. So then after that, he had to have an arraignment, which is where he pleads guilty or not guilty. Nothing real striking here. The indicated proceedings occurred. The state was present by Parker Olmstead. That means, what's his name wasn't there? Buddy Leach wasn't there, right? It was just Parker Olmstead. And then there's the court recorder, Mary Purdy. She's working on my transcripts from the February 6th hearing. And they've actually been, the defense requested the transcripts and for the state to pay for the transcripts. So when I first contacted her to get the transcripts from February 6th, she told me it was going to be like between $700 and $800. So hopefully, since the state is going to pay for the preparation of them, they won't be that expensive when they're finally completed. But she did say also, go ahead.
I was going to say when we were there, she said that it would be it'd be around 300 and something.
So I know in the state of Indiana that they have a per page document fee, and it's usually like around $1 per page for public records. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like a 300-page transcript. I wonder if that's what we're looking at. I guess we'll find out.
It was a long court. I mean, we sat there from 9 to 4.
Yeah, it was. It was a long session, and there was a lot of testimony. There's some that I'm particularly interested in checking out. But Special Agent Beck testified the longest. I think he was probably up there for an hour and a half or 2 hours. I think.
2 hours.
Yeah. Poor guy.
If not longer. I think he was up there for almost 2 hours just on the defense. Or no, 2 hours, one for the prosecutor and one for the defense. I think.
Yeah. It's long.
Yeah. And it's going to be even longer when we get to trial.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm looking at some comments in chat now.
Hopefully,
So
when there's a trial, to give us lunch breaks so that people's blood sugar doesn't bottom out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, at least get some crackers. They can't bring them little peanut butter or something, little orange juice.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea who's silly enough not to take snacks into court.
Yeah. Or at least leave them outside, like with
Right.
the dog. They can help.
Yeah.
Leave them with Johnston. You can watch them. Watch your orange juice. They won't let you.
It looks like hard to handle as somebody that your family knows, because Jenny says hi. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
All right. Anyway.
They're Woodward. Like,
Different Woodward.
or they knew about the Woodward DA.
Yeah.
Hard to
handle knows about the jail too.
Yeah, so they did tell me that they were keeping Jose in the drunk tank, and he assured me that they are kept separated enough that they can't even yell at each other or anything like that. So that was my reassurance.
Yeah, no tin can telephone lines.
No.
Yeah, only the toilet.
Whisper messages through the toilet. Yep.
Well, if he's in the drunk tank, the toilet may be occupied most of the time.
That's funny. They said it has no doors or no windows or bars or anything. It's just like a little window on a solid door. So
yeah, but they're supposed to get like time outdoors, right? And maybe they can spend time outdoors together, because they can be separated inside, but then go like hang out.
Well, we all know that but Beaver County's jail is not your updated normal. It's very
maybe
it's definitely old school Barney Fife style jail.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody mentioned Barney Fife earlier, or maybe it was Andy Griffith earlier in chat.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's very much like that. They still have the jails with the actual bars on the wall. Like it's not your normal updated jail system.
That's a good question, Deborah. How large is the jail facility? If they've got to separate them and one of them has to spend time in the drunk tank, that means there's probably 2 cells: the regular cell or the drunk tank cell.
I was going to say, it's not the whole building isn't
It's
very
small.
big, and
I don't know how they wouldn't hear them yelling at each other anyway.
yeah, like the whole building itself isn't very small, and you've got the 911 person. I say person because it's probably not more than one. And the sheriff's all sitting in an office space that takes up at least half the building. It looks like it's
At least
not.
the front.
It's not very big.
Is Jose's hearing in Woodward tomorrow? Liz wants to know if the hearing is in Woodward
Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we're going to get into Jose. Let's do that. Let's get into Jose, because he's got some stuff on his 2023 case now.
When we were there, they set his court in Beavher, so I don't know.
But not for tomorrow, right?
No, not for tomorrow, but I thought it was Tuesday. So what, does he have court in Woodward tomorrow and then court in Beavher on Tuesday?
Let me pull up his docket real quick.
Yeah, we kind of know that.
His 2023 docket is in Beaver County. That's a docket search. Here we go. Share. All right, this is the OSC and the Oklahoma State Court something. So let's search by party. Let me reduce this just a tad. It's a little too big. There we go. All right, so we're going to go with Minjares-Luna, first name Jose. And go. All right, so there is his 2023 case, and this is the one that was accelerated, that had the accelerated acceleration document. Let's go down to Woodward and see if there's one in Woodward. I do not see one in Woodward County. No records found. There have been records that have been known to disappear and reappear on the OSCN. That's happened very recently, actually, between these two defendants.
Liz is saying it's on the animal cruelty, his animal cruelty charge.
It doesn't show up on OSCN. That doesn't mean that's not a thing. It's just not showing up here. So here is his 2023 case. And let's go down and look at the charges first, and then look at, well, we've got the docket and the charges right here. So he had 9 charges. 8 of them were dismissed except for possession of a firearm during commission of a felony. And that's the one that he was given a 7-year deferred sentence on. Now, let's go up and look what has happened. A bench warrant was issued for him the day before the February 6th hearing for Brayden. And that's when Buddy Leach got exasperated with Judge Cash, and she got exasperated with him. And he said, there's a warrant out for his arrest. There was a hearing on the 18th, but I think that was pushed back to the 25th.
Yeah.
Which is the one that you were at, right?
Yeah, because of the fires. I don't think it was just the fires. I think, maybe had something to do with it, but it didn't happen. So yeah, that's why it ended up the 25th. So.
All right. So coincidentally, one day after Brayden Brown was arraigned and pled not guilty.
Yeah.
So here we have March 10th arraignment on application to accelerate. So this is a pretty lengthy document. Do you guys want to go through this document?
So my mom keeps saying it's in Woodward.
She said she corrected it to Tuesday the 10th, but she's still saying it's in Woodward. So I guess we need to figure that out real quick.
Court minutes, 2025. There's a lot of stuff that went on in 2020. Application to accelerate minute order, motion docket with affidavit of mailing, entry of appearance. So February 25th, which was his arraignment that was postponed from the 18th. Entry of appearance, that is his private attorney, so he does not have a public defender.
Oh, we knew that. You could tell by looking at that man. I'm not going to lie. He was so fancy.
Who?
His attorney. Jose's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's big city attorney looking guy.
Yeah, he didn't look like he's from around here.
No.
We'll come back to that in a second.
We could tell immediately that he is not a public defender.
I think Brayden Brown's public defender just got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, maybe.
You can tell how sad we feel.
6th. I was seeing case details. I'm not seeing that document that I just downloaded. Hold on. Got to open it up because it's CF 2023. It's a felony case from 2023. No, I didn't open it up after I downloaded it. That's why. So
the one that Liz is referring to is not his 2023 case. She's referring to when he got arrested in either, what was his animal cruelty? Was in November or in?
It was like in January.
January, yeah.
And September he got arrested for the controlled substances.
Yeah, that's right. So it would be new charges.
He also got arrested for speeding in like September.
That's where he got the controlled substances were found. Because he got pulled over.
All right, we'll go back and take a look at OSCN one more time, but none of that stuff is showing up on OSCN right now.
I think that was in Grant County.
Oh, okay. We'll go take a
And
look.
one was in Medford, which is
Dang, that's really close to here.
35 minutes.
That's strange.
yeah.
So
One was in Medford,
there's
the controlled
there's his-
substances.
appearance by his private attorney, and this is the one that has represented him since the beginning of his 2023 case, or pretty close to the beginning. Like, he got arrested in June, and this guy was representing him like within 2 weeks of him being arrested in June of 2023. And then we have his email too.
Tommy put the case number for the cruelty of animals. Do you want it?
Hold on.
We'll have to
I can
look.
only do so many things at one time.
I know, that's why I was asking you. It's in the comments stuff when you're ready.
I thought
Oh,
you
it's a
were
felony.
from Joe.
Felony. It is a felony.
Yeah. But not the controlled substance one. I think that one was just filed as a misdemeanor.
All right. So this guy that's representing him, though, has a Gmail address. So he can't be that wealthy if he can't afford his own corporate email address.
Next time we see him, he's gonna have a super fancy email
Yeah.
Right.
and a business card. I'm sure.
All right. Let me go back and OSCN case details. I really want to look at this application to accelerate minute order, but because that's the one that deals with London's case. So I downloaded it so I could save it, but I'm going to go back to the OSCN. And this is a search for Jose Minjares-Luna. Jose Isaias. I'm going to share it. Hold on 1 second. Share screen. OCN search results. Share.
Tommy said, "Where's the money coming from for the high dollar attorney?" And that's a question that we would really like to know, because most of us and normal average people can't afford to bond out, let alone hire a private attorney at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like I think I've said this before. I'm not really sure what his family does for a living, but I mean, it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, and even when I did that map tracking of the phone pings from Special Agent Beck's probable cause affidavit, and they drove 500 miles in 2.5 days. I'm like, where are they getting this gas money?
Right.
Yeah.
Golly, gas. I don't know about around there, but gas just shot up where I live, 50 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Jose's entire court document on OSCN right now, his official records. Nothing except the 2023 case in Beavher County. Nothing. So let's go back and let's just take off -Luna, because sometimes he has shown up, like in the past when he had that alleged DV case a couple of years ago, when he allegedly pulled the sister out of the apartment by her hair. That was just Jose Minjares. That was not -Luna.
There's
Yeah,
this.
That's
I mean,
it right there.
Can you
That's
see
that
it?
case.
Do you want me to send it to you? Is that
Yeah.
what you're looking for?
I don't know. Send it to us.
I'm gonna send it to the group chat.
You're going to hear a ding on my phone in a second. Went by case, date, range, case file before date, search by lower court case number, search by traffic citation, search by case number. CF.
Oh, it's CF 2026-00014.
It's thinking. It's thinking. If you look up there, oh, you can't see up in the left corner. It's done the little spinny thing.
And they're
All
on
right, so-
ODCR. Instead of OSBN, they're on ODCR. So that might be.
There's
You gonna go to that one too?
Buck,
If
Lauren,
that's how it's going.
Sands.
It's in Woodward.
Oh,
How is it going to be two different?
this is his old case.
Landis,
Yeah,
and
I'm still gonna go if it's in Woodward, but
Yeah, this is the animal cruelty one that he just got in January.
yeah, he was looking for this information.
Right.
Well, I mean, I just don't know why it would be in Woodward if they set the court date in Beavher. Like
There are
maybe
going to be two conflicting.
there we
court
go.
dates.
There we go. There it is. It is in Woodward.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that his arraignment too?
It was filed on January 27th. I'm sharing this, right? Please tell me I'm sharing this. Yes. DA is Susan Minders. Arresting officer Darren Lakely, officer 92.
I wonder if his attorney will just be present for him since he's incarcerated in Beaver County and has court the same day in Beaver.
Yeah,
Woodward
how is
PD.
they gonna have? What time is that court date at? Because this was at 10 a.m.
March 3rd.
March 3rd. That's already passed.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there was a bench warrant issued for his arrest on March 3rd. His attorney filed, own, possess, keep, train a bird for fighting, cruelty to animals.
Yeah.
2 felony counts. Two. There's a lot of court documents. Order and judgment of forfeiture, certified copies mailed to bondsman. Entry of appearance, same attorney in the Beaver County cases.
I'm just curious how they're going to have 2 separate court dates in 2 separate counties and 2 separate towns with one person. Is there a time for the court in Woodward? Or have they moved the Woodward one to Beaver or the Beaver one to Woodward?
Let's check it out. Court minutes, order, bond set. Let's open that up. This will be the court minutes from his hearing. I need to separate that out and then share that separately. Move. Stop that. Add. Stop. Share screen. Window. 2026-00014.
Yep.
Stage. All right, here we go. CF 2026-14. Oh gosh, Woodward's already up to 14 felonies in the first 2
thinking
months.
the exact same thing, and but that was in January, so that was pretty quickly for the year.
Yes, right. Yeah. They have 15 a month. That's 250, 260 for the year. Bench warrant, bond forfeiture, bond set at $20,000. Wow, for cockfighting.
And he bonded out, didn't he? Yeah.
Defendant is ordered back on said date and time. That's not checked off. Bench warrant, bond forfeiture. So he had a bond for something else.
Yeah, Tommy said his brother bonded him out for the cruelty and paid $3,000.
Bench warrant, bond forfeiture, bond set at $20,000 cash or surety. Wow. All right.
I don't think it was just cockfighting, right? I think it was dogfighting too. Did we hear that?
Oh, I guess we have to call it chicken fighting.
Oh, chicken fighting.
Yeah.
So YouTube doesn't ban me?
Yeah.
If they ban me for that, oh my gosh. All right. Hold on. I'm sharing the OSCN page again.
I wonder what bail bondsman he uses every time to bond out, because there can't be so many that out there that'll just trust him at this point.
This doesn't say anything about dogs. It says own, possess, keep, train bird for fighting, cruelty to animals.
Gotcha.
Text affidavit, document available at court clerk's office, information filed. I don't see anything more on the bond forfeiture, but that's interesting.
I just want to know what time the court is, so that
I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow, so
yeah.
I know where it's at, what time it is.
It says under the events right here, Tuesday, March 3rd, a bench warrant was issued. It doesn't say anything about a future court date.
Well,
Tommy was able to see it somewhere.
Tree of appearance. His attorney may make an appearance on his behalf without him being present.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said too, but will his attorney not be present for him in Woodward or in Beavher County at the same time?
That would be hard to do.
Yeah. They're going to have to postpone one or the other, right? Or have somebody else standing in for him in one place or another.
Yeah. Jenny has something relevant to say.
What's that?
How does he have so many warrants, yet he still keeps getting bonds? They need to keep him locked up.
Yeah, I just commented on that. I just said, I want to know what bail bondsman he's going through, because there can't be more than one out there that's just risking their whole business on him.
Was it Tina Smith? I went in Woodward. That was probably Texas County.
I have no idea.
Tina Smith, I believe. Smith bail bonds and Guyman or something did Jose at one point, I think.
Probably make half their yearly income off of him.
Someone said, my mom. Oh, bond companies are recorded on their record, which that's why I think I've seen Tina Smith.
Sorry, I got to send a text message real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And I bet like most of the people in our chat were probably looking down at their phone, catching up on their text at the same time.
So someone said, could they be doing Zoom? They tried to tell me that Beavher doesn't do Zoom, but when I'm in there, I see a TV. So I'm not really sure. So I'm not really sure that it could be something like that they only do. I know they do in K County.
Yeah. Beavher County, though, I mean, they have their FTR cameras up there, and they were obviously paying close attention to those FTR cameras on the 6th. Because, I mean, the officer came over to me. So I had these little tiny notes that I was taking notes on, and I pulled out my phone to use it as like a clipboard of sorts so I could take notes on it. And like 5 minutes after I started doing that, he came over and tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "Sir, you need to put your phone away. Sir, put your phone away." I'm like, "Boop, okay, phone's gone. I'll just write on my leg."
Yeah.
It's.
So did we find out, is there court tomorrow in Woodward and Tuesday it's in Beavher? Because now my mom said, what about court tomorrow, which would be Monday? And my mommy, you're accusing me, and everyone.
This is something important, and all of our ADHD minds keep getting us on track. God, we've ended up on 17 different topics in the last 3 minutes. We just need to know what time and date and place court is.
This lost control fast.
Beaver County. Okay, so got to back up. So his Woodward County official court docket per the OSCN only had his March 3rd hearing on there. And there was nothing in the court document setting a date.
There's a warrant or hearing?
There was a hearing on the 3rd when they set his bond at $20,000.
I know that Tommy knew something, but I don't think that she...
Control Grant County. Yeah, Grant County was the possession of controlled substance. I think that was Medford.
I didn't see anything in Grant County. Let's look at the 2023 case. 2023 felony case. Next, yes, the arraignment is the 10th, so that's the day after tomorrow.
In Beavher.
Yes.
Okay.
10 a.m. it says.
And everything else except
case. So are you getting it figured out? Because I don't see anything in Grant. I don't see anything in Woodward. Jose has.
I don't know who had the information, but I think it was Tommy that told Liz that court was
in Woodward on the 10th.
Yeah, at 10 a.m.
Which is the exact same time and date as the one in Beavher.
But yeah, I was gonna say I was at the one in Beavher, so I did hear them say March 10th at 10 a.m. that day. So I wonder if his lawyer, maybe his lawyer's not as great as we think he is, if he scheduled 2 court dates in 2 different counties on the same.
So the one in Beavher is on the application to accelerate his deferred sentence, right?
Now my mom's saying I know of nothing in Beavher for tomorrow, Monday the 9th. That's because there is nothing in Beavher tomorrow the 9th. It's on the 10th.
Yeah.
Beavher at the court in Beavher on the 10th. They scheduled it for March 10th at 10 a.m. Not Monday the 9th.
All right.
So my mom's gonna go off what Tommy says, though.
So I was trying to figure out too, but Tommy's not responding to that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Here is the court record from Jose's hearing on the 25th. Let me share it real quick.
Well, I was there and audibly heard them schedule it for March 10th at 10 a.m.
In front of Parsley.
Yeah, Parsley scheduled it. No?
It's signed by Cash.
He'll be seen in front of Parsley on the 10th.
Yeah. Because remember, Abby was Jose requested a bond reduction. And they were looking for him, but Parsley wasn't there. And so they went ahead and scheduled it to be set, go forth before the request for the reduction to go forth before Parsley.
Because he's the one that set the bond.
Yeah.
State by Parker Olmsted ADA application to accelerate minute order. This cause comes on this 25th day of February 2026. The defendant appeared personally and with his attorney Lowenstern. The record is by FTR. That's for the record. That is their little cameras that they have up in the corner. Arraignment set for March 10th, 2026 at 10 a.m. on Judge Parsley's docket. Bail is fixed at $150,000 and continued until March 10th, 2026 at 10 a.m. So that's when they will hear the application to reduce the bond.
Okay, Tommy just said Beaver County, 10 a.m. on the 10th. But where are we getting the Woodward one, 10 a.m. on the 10th?
I don't know. I feel like maybe that was missed somewhere.
Yeah, if it's not on OSCN, then I have a hard time finding it. So I would imagine his attorney would file for a continuance on that. If they did actually schedule for the exact same time, his attorney would file for a continuance, because the bond reduction is in Beavher County, which is where he's being held, is the most important thing to his client right now. So they're probably going to continue the one in Woodward if in fact they are scheduled for the exact same time. Judges get that all the time. Judges ask the attorneys, do you have a conflict? The attorney says, oh, crap, yeah, I do. Let's continue it for 30 days or whatever it is.
So there is one too, also?
I don't know.
Oh,
I still have not got any kind of confirmation.
my anxiety is like,
I know.
I just want to make sure I get to them. That's all.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about. I just want to make sure I make them, if possible. I always try.
Okay. I am going to pull up this document here because I love court documents. If you guys need to bail at any time, just let me know. But this is the 22-page document that was filed on the 5th. And I think we got part of the way through it on our last live, but this is where the application to accelerate Jose's deferred sentence comes into play in London's case.
Yeah. But while you're pulling that up, it was crazy that he asked for a bond reduction.
Yeah.
Like, why I'm really hoping that won't be considered. And seeing how he bonded out the last 2 times and then had to have a warrant issue because he was going to lie on the stand.
Try to run.
Yeah, I mean, he was given a huge break. He had 9 charges filed against him. I think at least half of them were felony charges. And 4 of them got dismissed and 4 of them got pled out at the plea agreement. And he was sentenced to 7 years, all deferred. Like, he was given a huge break, but he's running around and admits to Special Agent Ryan Beck and admits to Hooker PD Chief Scott Hedrick that he was partying all weekend with a minor. So, I don't know if $150,000 doesn't seem like too much to me.
Yeah. And the point was, supposedly that's a pretty high bond. So if he can bond out of that, then I mean, seriously.
And afford to hire a private attorney throughout his entire case from June of 2023 to now.
Yeah. And like you said, as of right now, there's no charges for London's case. So that's concerning because I was told that was the goal.
Right. And I think if we look at these documents, we will see that charges should be filed, like of some kind. Like the application to accelerate, I'm sharing that, right? Yeah. Is based on the facts that come up after this that Buddy Leach filed. And he did say, remember on the 6th, he and Judge Cash had like a little heated back and forth. And it was about the hearsay argument. And then he finally sat down exasperated and said, well, there's a warrant out for his arrest, or I have a warrant for his arrest. So that was done the day before that hearing. And But he also said, but didn't he also say that he phone interviewed Jose the day before and Jose told him he was going to lie on the stand? So that's when he told him he didn't need to show up. So that was the day that the warrant was issued, that this was filed. I wonder if it was before or after that conversation.
I think it was after. Pretty sure. I think he was pretty much like, all right, well, then we don't need you anymore. You can get what's coming to you. Like, and that's why I always say, it's so crazy to me that, Jose was so adamant that he didn't want to go to jail. it's a little disappointing because he seemed almost like the one that was going to do the right thing.
Yep.
And so, what changed his mind so quickly right before?
Right.
Something spooked him.
Yeah.
Rochelle, did you drop that t-shirt link
Yep, a couple
in
times.
chat? That shows how much I pay attention.
So yeah, we're doing the shirts now, and the lady, we have it linked up to the lady that does them directly, so that you can just message her and order a shirt, and she'll make it for you, and she'll ship it from there, so that we don't have to do like an order. Anyone can order one at any time.
Yep.
And there's different ones on there, so you can look and see.
Oh gosh, I can't find your link now. Drop it one more time.
It's the third comment up from the bottom as of right now. I'm putting it again.
See, all I see is t-shirt link. I don't see the actual t-shirt link.
Oh, right above it?
Nope.
Do you see the one I just posted again?
It just says t-shirt link.
I wonder why I wonder if it's because it's a link if it's not coming through.
I'm gonna type it out. Okay.
I think if you're not a mod, you can't post links. I think that's the deal with.
How do I get it to your mod so they
copy
can
and paste it, and then
That's what I just did.
Yeah, send it to Messenger. Did you send it to Messenger by any chance?
Your messenger?
Facebook,
trying to
yeah,
put it in.
Joe Schmo Messenger. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Everybody, hang on.
It tells me
thank
click
you,
to send
Angela.
to there.
Let me try to type it in there.
We disabled your account. What?
Yours?
Yeah. I got this error before. I think it's.
Did we do something wrong?
No, you did nothing wrong.
mariegems.com/collection/lending.
There we go. Angela helped us out there.
Did Angela get the link and
Yep.
post it? Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much.
You posted anyway.
I'll post it anyway. Oops,
Look,
if I can spell
what
it.
I'm wearing. See what I'm wearing? Doop, doop, doop.
There we go. Hers came out right, so let's just. Oh, yeah. Mine was. I probably typoed. I'm not. Probably.
Yours
There's the
didn't
link
show up,
if you
so
want.
mine didn't show up.
If you want a sweatshirt or a t-shirt.
That's weird.
Or a long sleeve, or the pink one.
Yeah.
There's 3 black options. There's the short sleeve, long sleeve, and hoodie, and then there's 1 pink option.
And it's going straight to the person that's making them, so nobody's getting rich off of these.
Yeah.
Not at all. Never was.
No, it's actually.
It's actually
money.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually gonna help us because everybody that was ordering was sending us the money. We were paying the lady who was making them, and then I was paying for shipping costs out of our own pockets to ship the shirts. So, this will help because the lady that's making them will charge shipping through her website, and she'll ship them herself to everybody who orders. So hers is a legit business. Her name's Marie. It's a legit business that she runs.
Thank you, Marie.
That's in Oklahoma. Oh, it's right on the other side of Blackwell.
Okay, that's right.
Okay, so I'm going to start going through these 22 pages because otherwise we'll be here till midnight.
Don't want that.
Yeah, can't do that. I gotta get home tonight.
All right, first paragraph. Comes now George Buddy Leach, the 3rd District Attorney, 1st Judicial District, Beavher County, State of Oklahoma, and alleges and states that April 8th, 2025, so this is almost a year ago, it's 11 months ago, the above-named defendant pled guilty to the crime of count 5 possession of a firearm during commission of a felony as charged in the above-numbered case in the District Court of Beavher County, Oklahoma, and the court deferred judgment. The court deferred judgment and sentence on him for 7 years. until April 8th, 2032 at 11:45 a.m. under certain rules. That during the term of said probation, so they're officially calling it probation. It's a deferred sentence, but on here they're calling it probation. The defendant has violated rules 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, and special condition A and C of his rules and conditions. See attached exhibits and made a part hereof. The OSBI reports of interviews with Brayden Brown from June 23rd, 2025 and November 3rd, 2025. Wait, I thought the interview was October 30th. I think we talked about this before, but OSBI report of interview with Jose Minjares from June 24th. Probable cause affidavit for arrest warrant dated October 29th. States information filed in Woodward County. Oh, here's the CF 2026-00014. So that's the cruelty to animals one that we just looked at. Violation report from Oklahoma Department of Corrections dated February 5th, 2026. Violation dated February 4th, 2026 from Darlene Drew, District Attorney, Probation 991 Coordinator, and Department of Correction Rules and Conditions of Supervised Probation. Wow. There's a lot on there. So revoking probation is one thing. Filing charges in London's case is another. And according to OSCN, we don't have those yet. Witnesses endorsed for the state of Oklahoma: Ryan Beck, OSBI; Scott Hedrick, Hooker Police Department; Grady Creed, Woodward; Darren Lakely, Woodward; Jay Custar, PNP Supervisor. That's parole and probation, I reckon. Darlene Drew, DA, Probation 991 Coordinator. And Brayden Brown. Wow, Brayden Brown is an endorsed witness for the state of Oklahoma in Jose's revocation case. How crazy is that?
Oh, wow.
Wasn't that their charge against with each other? Like, didn't they get in trouble with together with that one?
Yeah.
But he is an endorsed witness for the state of Oklahoma in this matter. Interview of Brayden Brown. Brown lived in Woodward, Oklahoma, was friends with Jose and London. Brown met London through Jose and spoke on the phone approximately 2 months ago. He met London in person on Thursday, June 5th, 2025, when Jose brought her to his house in Woodward. They drank alcohol and hung out.
Yeah.
Hung out at Brown's house in Woodward on Thursday night. Valdez. London brought the alcohol that the three drank.
Yeah.
Brown took a next pill, but did not see London ingest any narcotics. He did not see London ingest any narcotics. That's huge. Then they stayed the night there in Woodward. They went to Beavher the morning of Friday, June 6th. So they left Brayden's mom's house, went to Brayden's dad's house from Woodward to Beavher. We know that has been proven by the cell phone pings and the probable cause affidavit, and as Special Agent Beck testified on the stand. Then that day they hung out again and watched movies and then spent the night in Beavher. After they left, the three drove to Minjares' residence in Perryton, Texas. I didn't know that Jose lived in Perryton. I thought they were going to source meth.
Yeah.
Brayden felt that London was intoxicated and high from drugs. He took another Xanax pill and was intoxicated the morning of the 7th at approximately noon. Jose told Brayden to take London home when they drove towards Forgan, Oklahoma, or Liberal, Kansas area. He drove a 2021 red Subaru Impreza owned by Jose's father. While the two drove home, Brayden was intoxicated from Xanax and believed London was intoxicated by meth. He called his mother, Jody Brown, while he drove the vehicle. London believed the two were followed by law enforcement, which caused him to panic, drove down a dirt road, got the vehicle stuck, exited the vehicle, ran through a field towards a residence while she ran the opposite direction. That was the last time he saw her.
Oh, so he saw her run the opposite direction?
That's what this says.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that
then he says he
changed.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. It'll be different every single time you read it.
Yeah, that changed because he didn't see her run.
Yeah, and at the February 6th hearing, the defense made a big deal of that.
Yeah.
He said, Brayden never told you that he knew how long she was in the vehicle after he left. The defense made a big deal of that. Brayden stayed at the residence until he was contacted by Jason Johnston, who drove him to his dad's house. Brayden believed he was chased by cops and ate all of the narcotics he had in his possession. Ooh. Did he eat them all, or did he give any to her to consume?
It's funny that he admitted to that before it was even known that she was going to die of ingesting drugs.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he knew that, and so he's claimed that he did it.
Yeah. So just because, yeah, that was going to be obvious anyway. So, you know. And then, of course, you know, he probably needed a reason to explain why he no longer had a bunch of drugs. Like, I mean,
and this is what the state is going to struggle with in their case, because, I mean, Jason Johnston called Brayden a liar, and Brayden is a proven liar. So it's going to end up being up to a jury, which one they believe in. I think that Buddy Leach made a really, really good argument, and Judge Cash was paying close attention to the argument that he made on February 6th, and it was a really, really good argument. And I think he's going to have to do it again when we get to trial.
Yeah, he used Brittany's words to make his really good argument.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. Definitely
Yes.
proud of that.
You have been an advocate for justice for her all along from the beginning, and it's just amazing that we've gone from where we were then to where we are now.
Yeah, we came a long way.
Yeah. And Buddy Leach has come a long way. From
Yeah.
the email that he sent you to the argument that he made in court was like a total 180. So Brayden waited at his dad's apartment until he was contacted by Jose's brother to retrieve the vehicle. They got the vehicle unstuck and took it to Jose's father's house, where Brayden retrieved his backpack and Gryffindor backpack owned by London, which Brayden had in his possession. Then he yelled for London while they attempted to get the vehicle unstuck, but no response. Like,
so
how much
in the court, he says he told her, "You can stay or you can run, but I'm running." Why would he grab her bag?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it says he didn't get her bag until they went back to get the car.
Yeah.
So that's not true, because why was he looking in the ditches with anybody? Well, if the backpack was in the car the whole time.
Brayden saw London. You know, it's funny. I guess he has to call Brayden by his first name because his dad is also on here, so he can't just say Brown.
Yeah.
But he is an adult male, and his name is Brayden Brown, and he is going to go on trial for second-degree homicide. But so far, he's the only one that has been charged in all of this. I'm just wondering when the charges might drop for other people involved. At least one other particular person. I guess if they revoke his probation and undefer his sentence, I guess he's going to be sitting in prison for a while, so they may not be in a hurry to press charges on him. But if you're listening, Buddy Leach, I think her family deserves justice and deserves the charges to be filed and to see him go on trial for this as well.
Well, according to Buddy, or that he did have a goal to charge Jose with contributing to London's death, and I just haven't seen those charges, so not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, no, we just looked on the OSCN, and there is this case, and this case does have to be adjudicated, and Jose will get his day in court on Tuesday at 10 a.m. But maybe that's what he's waiting for. Maybe he's waiting for that hearing to play out to see what his next step is. I think that's not a bad move as a prosecutor. But then on the other hand, what if the judge just gets a wild hair and is like, yeah, I'm going to reduce the bond to $10,000. And then Jose is gone because he can post that cash or secured. If he can afford a private attorney, he can post that. So we'll see what Judge Parsley does on Tuesday. Are you going to be there, Brittany?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there.
We will be on pins and needles to see what Judge Parsley does because we're not familiar with him. I'm not familiar with him anyway.
I'm not either. That's the first time I'd ever seen him. So, yeah.
So Brayden says he saw London drink alcohol and smoke marijuana while they were together. He did not see her ingest any other narcotics or alcohol while they were together.
However, on the stand, he mentioned multiple times how, let me rephrase. Beck mentioned multiple times how Brayden said things like London was tweaking. Remember, they asked what that meant. Like, yep. He said that Brayden knew London had used methamphetamine. She was high on methamphetamines
and woke up
tweaking. That you can do that.
Right, and specifically, he said that tweaking is a term associated with meth use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here he says she did not use any other narcotics. She did not ingest any other narcotics or alcohol while they were together. And yet her medical examiner's report says that she died of methamphetamine toxicity at a very, very, very high level.
Also doesn't show any signs of marijuana use.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lie.
This is an important paragraph right here. Brayden knew London was listed as a runaway and attempted to text and call her numerous times with no answer. I wonder when he, quote unquote, knew she was listed as a runaway.
Oh, probably when I posted it all over the internet with their names and full name.
He attempted to call her and text her from what device? Because his phone was by her body.
Yeah. That was the question we had. Okay, so either clearly he has more than one phone, weird, or how did his phone end up by London's body if he texted and called her? Which is weird because even if he hadn't, unless he immediately went and got a new phone, which...
He was so intoxicated he didn't know it from down, and it was 10 o'clock at night when he went home that night.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been able to do that.
What if he had a burner phone used for other purposes?
That's what I was wondering. Or if they all did. I don't know. Or not all, but I don't know
For
what the
two of them.
deal with the phones is. There's so many unleft questions.
The runaway thing is a big deal though, because that adds additional charges.
He knew she was a runaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. End note to this report. Brayden's interview was audio recorded. We heard that on February 6th when Agent Beck was testifying. The recording was attached to this report. I want to hear that. I really, really want to hear that or see a transcript. The recording was... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, it says that we were talking about that. I was just going to throw in there that he also admitted that before the autopsy came back that he knew Lyndon overdosed
On meth.
Before the autopsy ever came back. So, sorry, I was just throwing that in there too, because there's just a lot of things he seems to know before.
Yeah.
Especially for saying that he never saw her and knew that she did any other drugs besides marijuana and drink with them. He seemed to know exactly what she overdosed on.
Right.
Brayden's interview was audio recorded, which was attached to this report. It was entered into the property section of this report, placed onto a CD. I would have put it on a thumb drive myself, but this is Beavher County. The Gryffindor backpack was also entered into the property section of this report and placed into evidence. So he did have possession of it. Otherwise, Agent Beck wouldn't have had possession of it.
Right, he got possession of it. But you know who he got possession of it by? Supposedly, Jose's mom turned it in a week later.
Wow.
Because it was, quote unquote, found in the back of her black car. Her black four-door small car.
Right, the one that they drove around before they swapped out for the red.
They didn't see it for a week. Because the first story we got is that the phone, London's phone, and the backpack were turned in a week after.
Yeah.
By Jose's mom.
I want to show a picture of a Gryffindor backpack, but I'm not going to do it right now because then I have to swap out exhibits. But like, how big was her backpack? I mean, it's a backpack.
It's a mini backpack.
It's a little bitty one. It's not a big
not
school
little bitty, but it's not. It wasn't a school backpack. It's like a fashion backpack.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like kind of leather with like Gryffindor, with Harry Potter Gryffindor designs on it. So it wasn't like fanny pack size, but it was like a mini backpack.
Yeah.
It wasn't full blown backpack.
And she just didn't see it in the back of her car for a week.
It's red.
All right. Second interview of Brayden Brown. Oh, we're wonder if we're going to see some things change. There's his address again. There's him. Brayden met. And so now that he's calling him Brown instead of Brayden. All right. Brown met London on the social media app Instagram. Is that accurate?
I thought it was Snapchat.
Yeah.
What?
Brown.
His affidavit says that Brayden met London on Instagram, not Snapchat.
Yeah, it's supposedly Snapchat. That's what I was told by Jose, and they might have met on Instagram, which is actually kind of weird because somebody said after London had passed away, they saw somebody on London's Instagram and her accounts were deactivated.
Yeah.
So maybe he was trying to get rid of any evidence that he knew London like that, or whatever conversations maybe they had in between with each other.
So the next line says they did talk via Instagram and Snapchat for approximately 1 to 2 months before meeting in person.
Yeah.
That's accurate? Okay, 1 to 2 months.
We didn't learn that through this, though. We didn't know that she knew.
Actually, I did.
Buddy
had asked me one time. No, I didn't know Brayden, but Buddy had asked me when I went down and talked to him if I knew how long Jose how they had met, and I told him I knew how they met, and he said, "Do you know how long they've been talking?" before that, and I said no, and that's when he told me.
That's what I meant through this case.
Oh yeah,
we didn't know that before the case is what I meant.
I thought you meant before this.
No.
London had multiple accounts, and Brayden thought she was approximately 17 years old, so he knows that she's a minor. They had a mutual friend, Jose, who Brayden knew from school, and has known his whole life. They went to school together in Beavher. Jose sent Brayden a text message and asked him if he wanted to meet London in person. So then they drove to Brayden's house in Woodward and they got there in the evening. London arrived with approximately 1 pint of Tito's vodka. They stayed at Brayden's mom's house, actually, in Woodward. They stayed in his room where they drank and smoked. Brayden used meth in the bathroom. He says he witnessed Jose using meth also. That's new information to me.
They said that in court.
Oh, I missed that. I thought he said he didn't.
No, he didn't. He claims he didn't see London.
Right. Okay. I thought that Jose told Special Agent Beck that he didn't use any meth. He just saw the other two doing it.
I don't know what Jose said.
And he said that, he said that London and Jose were using meth, that he saw them actually do meth.
Brayden said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he didn't see them do, he didn't see her use anything but marijuana.
Yeah.
His story all over the place.
Brayden was unaware if London used meth. A blonde male named Jeffrey, last name unknown, was at Brayden's residence and in the room with all of them. So there were 3 guys in London in a room together at Brayden's house.
Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you whispering.
I know, but I was trying to figure out, you said last name unknown, so I was trying to make sure I had the right last name.
Yeah. You're going to let all of us have the last right.
Why not?
If you whisper any louder. But he knew he was from Woodward. Brayden's mom was in her room. Jeffrey had his own dope. The following morning before lunchtime, Jose, London, and Brayden drove to Beavher. Jose was driving the car. They were in a black 4-door. Brayden was in the back seat, and London was in the front passenger seat. While they drove to Beavher, Brayden noticed London was tweaking. He never saw her take meth, but she was quote-unquote tweaking. The 3 of them went to Jose's father's house and obtained a second vehicle. Okay, so then they're swapping out the black vehicle for the red vehicle that ends up being the one that gets stuck on the dirt road outside of Forgan. Then they went to drove to the apartment that Brayden's father, Leo. Jose didn't want to stay at the apartment, so he left in his mother's car, but he left his father's car for Brayden and London to use. Then he went. This is supposedly in.
I knew that.
See, that's wrong.
This doesn't match.
No.
Because it was Guyman where they swapped out vehicles, right? Like, well, they swapped out vehicles at Jose's dad's house, but they left the black car there. And then I thought they went to Guyman, and Jose left with friends and gave the keys to the red car to Brayden.
That's a story, but it sounds like they made a couple stops.
Okay. Went home to take a shower and possibly meet with another friend. Well, were you meeting with another friend or not? While they were at Leo's apartment, so this is Brayden's father's house in Beavher, they watched movies and slept. London attempted, I'm skipping past that. Brayden was unaware if London slept when he was sleeping. After he woke up, he went to the bathroom and snorted meth. And he supposedly knew that she was intoxicated on meth, but was not aware of how she might have ingested it. Then Jose came back. Okay, then Jose came back to Beavher, and the three left together.
Because let's just be honest, like when you're together with somebody and you're both going to do meth, you look at each other and you say, I can't watch you do it. I'm going to go do mine alone.
Yeah, I'm going to go do mine in the bathroom.
You do whatever you want out here, but I'm not going to watch you do meth.
Right, kind of like his story from the red car. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm leaving. You can do what you want. They then drove to Perryton in a red four-door car to purchase meth at a condemned apartment complex, but the owners didn't have the drug. Like, how do you drive all the way to Perryton, Texas, and then there not be anything there for you?
Yeah, you think you'd make that phone call first, or
right?
Send a prison kite or something.
Send a dove with a message.
Morse code it through text or something like.
Joe, I'm starting to fall asleep, sir.
Okay, all right. You ready to wrap this up then?
Yes. Sorry, we'll have to do another one and go over the other ones. So I'm old.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely. No, I am too. And this gets deep because I just keep running into stuff that is like doesn't make sense with stuff we heard in court and doesn't make sense with what I understood about how things were going. So
well, and then
okay.
And then there's the whole, I know a little bit because there's the story he gave me when we talked on the phone for the very first time that Tuesday before she was found. Like, so I've heard this story and I can spot the inconsistencies in between the story he told me and the story he told them and the story he's telling now. And it's so all over the place.
It is.
I mean, you'll keep running into inconsistencies. Like,
I think that his first story, the very first interview, which would have been on the 12th or the 13th, whatever day that was, that Beck did, I think that was probably the most inconsistent part, like probably with the most lies, because it was at the beginning. I think that it got a little bit more quote unquote believable when he interviewed him again while he was in custody after he arrested him on October 30th.
And Brayden was probably freaked out because of what happened at Liz's house. Like, he's sitting in the car, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And then
Robbie goes and talks to him.
Yeah, Robbie's like, come on out, let's have a little chat. And he was not comfortable with that. So I did get a super chat. Thank you so much for that. We will use that to get justice for London.
That's cool.
Thank you, Ginny. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in chat, for dropping in and staying with us.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it took so long. I started diving into that document, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what?
No,
what?
I know. We can get going into it. There's so much, like you said, there's so many layers to it and so many inconsistencies that, like, you can go on forever. I just happen to be falling asleep.
Yep, I get it. I totally get it. Thank you both for joining me, and thank you everybody in chat for joining too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. If you get a shirt, send us a picture.
Yep, absolutely.
We're trying to
everybody get your shirts and take pictures. Justice for London.
Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Oh, we can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening, good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime.